Hello YouTube, this is Omnito here, and I'm coming at you with another video. So, I decided to put my camera up on my window. Yeah, you can see my messy room. Pretty great, because I'm very disorganized. Whatever. Before I begin, awesome shirt. Tits, but awesome shirt. It says Trample the Weak, Hurdle the Dead. It is a marching man shirt, actually, and it's got Trogdor the Burninator. And funny story, there's a little guy, right here. Trogdor is stamping on the little guy. Sorry, it's unfocused. There we go. He's supposed to be like stomping on someone, trampling the weak, and it's drawn in white because when we drew the initial concept, our director, as a joke but also kind of seriously, said we can't make him black, like with black ink. Racism, guys. So, anyways, the intention of this video was to sort out something that happened on Facebook. So, Tyler Tabman, you guys know the national champion, whatever, he's supposedly really good, but I don't know. He posted a status saying, "Oh, what do I side against Fire Fist?" So I decided to share the tech that I've been siding against Fire Fist, which is Overworked. Now, Overworked, right here, it's a common from Duelist Genesis, and it says, destroy each monster whose attack is higher than its original attack. You know, obviously that works against Fire Fist because the entire concept of the deck is to raise your attack. Obviously it's supposed to toolbox as well, but realistically they're going to have raised attack. And so that's why I'm siding Overworked over other things. Now, this guy decides to go and say, no, you're stupid. You don't side Overworked, you side Valor. And so I was like, what are you going to Valor in this deck? And he was like, use Valor the Bear. So I thought, you know, I don't think I'm even running Valor anymore in my side for this format because it doesn't realistically do anything. Like, Prophecies, yeah, it may stall for a turn. That might work. Dark World is not going to do anything. Dark World is being a counter deck to Prophecies. Fire Fist, it stalls them for a turn, and Mermails, if they go off, Valor's really not going to help you. I mean, it'll stop Diva and Abyss, or actually it won't stop, what's it called, Pike. Besides, you know, Valor literally does next to nothing. You'll Valor Rabbits, with decks that run Rabbits, but most of the decks that run Rabbits, by which I mean Fire Fist and Evil Swarm, don't necessarily need the Rabbit to survive. So anyways, we've been in this argument for like an hour and a half now about what a good side deck card is going to be for Fire Fist, and I'm telling him Overworked is much better. You know, frankly, I'm just going to call this side decks for Fire Fist. I think that Thunder King is a great side card for Fire Fist. Macro is fantastic because they can't use Bear or Gorilla or, you know, any of their monsters' effects, really, that require them to send, because they have to send a fire formation to the graveyard, and obviously they can't do that. They can't fulfill the cost if Macro's on the field. And then also, I said Thunder King, and then Overworked. Overworked stops Prophecies, it stops Fire Fist, and it stops Dark Worlds. Now, the whole Prophecy argument, while people, yes, are playing Prophecies right now, realistically, in 2-3 months, whatever, when Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy comes out and everybody and their mother is going to decide to play Prophecies, a deck that's going to see a rise in popularity is going to be Dark Worlds, because Dark Worlds provide a direct counter to Prophecies in that their monster, you know, their Priestess, Grapha, can get way over High Priestess because it's, you know, in theory, they've got gates and it's 3,000 attack. Not only that, but the fact that they play 3 field spells that they can search at just about any time really, really helps put a stopper in the Prophecy strategy, which is plus as much as you can and draw, you know, once a turn, or and draw twice per turn. Of course, Droll and Lockbird is a great side against Prophecies, but frankly, if you use Overworked, you'll get a similar effect because they're going to use the power eventually, and especially if it's first turn, like, and they do something like with Justice, and they just try to attack you, you Overworked, and then they don't get that Justice effect. So that's why I like to, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to try and side Droll and Lockbird, but we'll see what happens from then on. So anyways, that's why I can justify using Overworked in my side deck, because in 2 months, Prophecies will see an increase in play, and as a result, Dark Worlds will see an increase in play, which, because they use gates, raising the attack of all their monsters, Overworked helps with that too. You know, we've seen a lot that, you know, there are side deck cards that just randomly get good. I mean, provided, yes, you could also side DNA Surgery against Fire Fist, because all their monsters need to be Beast Warriors for the deck to work, realistically speaking. However, not many decks can run DNA Surgery. I know my deck can, and that's part of why I chose it. You know, the Rabbit deck that I've been working on, that I'm going to try and perfect, because I can, do so many different things with that deck. So, this video is going on way too long already. Tell me what you guys think down below. I don't know if I forgot anything. So side deck cards for Fire Fists, down below, comments. Want to hear what you guys have to say. Loving that overworked. Try it. Tell me what you think. That's all for me. Good night, and good luck.